Going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another video, and there was a report that came out this morning surrounding the New York Jets front office and their current pursuit of running back LeVeon Bell, who's set to hit the open market this upcoming March. Now, basically what the report said is, point number one, the Jets won't break the bank for LeVeon, meaning that they're not going to just coddle at LeVeon Bell's feet and say, please come play for the Jets, here's however much money you want, just please play for the Jets. They're not going to do that. And then number two, if the Jets do in fact sign Le'Veon Bell to a long-term big money deal, there's a little bit of pause, a little bit of hesitation and concern within the New York Jets, organization that Le'Veon might mail it in, packet it, and say, hey, you know what? I'm rich, I'm famous, I'm already established, and I just signed my big money deal with my second team. I'm in New York City. I'm done. Basically pulling Albert Haynesworth, okay? If you guys remember Haynesworth, amazing nose tackle, defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans, signed a huge deal with the Redskins, and then just did not even try after that. He just packed it and said, I'm done. And there's been cases kind of throughout the NFL history of players just that play really well in their rookie contract. Once they get their big contract, they're done. They basically said, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not trying. Then they start showing up late to practice, what have you. So there's a little bit of concern within the Jets organization right now that there's a possibility that if Le'Veon does in fact do that, or does in fact sign with the Jets, that he might pack it in. And there's a lot of people on, a lot of Jets fans on Twitter coming to Le'Veon Bell's defense, saying that, look, this guy just took a year off of football. His body is fresh. Yeah, he might be a little rusty and stuff like that, but the physical toll that the running back position takes on your body, I mean, everybody thinks it's just, getting tackled on handoffs. No, it's much more than that. I mean, you're getting tackled, from the inside of, when you, hand the ball off inside and outside, the passes that the running backs catch, getting hit from the linebackers, the blocks that they have to pick up, whether it's like a linebacker coming in from a blitz, whatever, protecting the quarterback. The running back position takes so much more than just getting randomly tackled on handoffs. That's why, you see the running backs, playing lifespan is so much shorter than a quarterback or a cornerback or a safety and stuff like that, because they just take so much punishment throughout the years. So if Le'Veon Bell just randomly took a year off, the immense toll that that's going to have on his body is going to be great for him, because he's going to be fresh. His batteries are going to be recharged and he's going to be ready to go. Plus, you look at the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers organization has openly bashed him to the media. You have former players on the offensive line just bashing him in interviews and on social media. There's probably a fire right now that's starting to spark up, or that has been sparking up throughout this whole season, because Le'Veon hasn't been able to do anything. I mean, he just wants to get what he thinks he deserves. Quite frankly, Le'Veon Bell is a top 10 player in this league, arguably a top 5. And he's done so much for that Steelers organization, like we were, talking about before, whether it's just handing the ball off, whether it's picking up blitzes, whether it's catching the football, even the financial standpoint. I mean, how many Le'Veon Bell jerseys have sold for the Steelers, team? I mean, tons. So Le'Veon has done so much for the Steelers team, and now they kind of just want to, toss him to the side. And by, when you're looking at it like that, like on paper, it makes a lot of sense, because he's getting up there in age and he's the running back. He's probably broken down. Why sign a guy like that to a long-term deal? Makes no sense financially. But the Steelers, they don't want to move forward with Le'Veon Bell, so he sat out the season. Long story short, the Jets fans are arguing right now that Le'Veon probably has a fire inside him. He took a whole year off of football. He's going to come into whatever team he goes to, Jets, Colts, whatever, Dolphins, and he's just going to dominate, because he wants to prove the Steelers wrong. He wants to prove fans of football wrong. He wants to prove his former teammates wrong, that he can still play. He's not some old, washed-up running back that's beaten up and broken down. He wants to prove to everybody that this guy, that he is still a top 10 player in this league. So I understand it from that aspect as well. The one point I just want to make, I guess, in defense of the New York Jets, this report's not coming out. It's not like a new thing. I think all this report is basically saying is that the Jets want to make sure they do their due diligence before committing a lot of money to a player like Le'Veon Bell. Whether a team is signing a superstar or a player that, a practice squad player, or you or I, or drafting a random player, every organization wants to make sure they want to know what they're getting, right? How is this guy going to practice? How is he going to fit in X's and O's wise? How's he going to treat teammates? Is he coachable? Is he going to be late? Is he going to be healthy? I think teams just want to do their due diligence. And if I was a Jets fan, I wouldn't read too much into this report. I think it's just a common thing that's right now being a little overblown because it's like the New York media and stuff like that. And it's Le'Veon Bell, a top 10 player in this league. But if I'm the New York Jets right now, I don't blame Mike Maccagnan for not wanting to, or for wanting to pause, pump the brakes and say, hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, especially because Trumaine Johnson, his big marquee free agent signing, is not looking good, right? He doesn't really look like he's trying, and he just committed a ton of money to Trumaine. I think Mike Maccagnan, the last thing that he wants to do right now is to commit like a second huge contract out on the team and have another guy just, I don't want to say Trumaine is quit, but another guy just not really care, right? Because it's not a good look for a general manager if your top two highest paid players aren't even caring. They're just not into it. So Mike Maccagnan, and the Jets really front office overall, Adam Gase and Chris Johnson and this and that, I think it's fair of those guys to take a breath, take a little bit, a little pause and say, hey, we have to make sure what we're getting in Le'Veon Bell before we just offer him the world. So I don't necessarily blame the New York Jets for that, but let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. It's not that crazy of a news. I just figured I'd make a video on it because it's pretty interesting if you're a New York Jet fan or a fan of Le'Veon Bell. So like I said before, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.